Hey everyone, good morning. So I got up this morning and already I've done a lot because yesterday I had changed my bedding, I did some laundry, I washed up dishes and things like that. So half my morning is spent putting those clothes away, folding things, making sure my place is tidy, putting the dishes away. And so for me, for today, I'm focusing on the fact that all labor is profit. So when we work, it's not just the work that we do outside of the home. The work inside the home also matters. Keeping our place clean, looking after ourselves. I take a shower in the morning before I go to church, or even the Saturday Mass. I always take a shower before I go because I want to be fresh. I want to look nice. And I'm going there to worship God. So obviously I want to look nice. And that also is a form of labor. So labor is not just about the money we earn, but it's also about the scenes we're creating, the seeds that we're planting. And yes, I do pray to be compensated fairly. I pray for the work that I've done to be established. And I pray that I get those promotions, those increases, but it's also the wealth of what comes. So if we invest in our education, if we invest in our skills, in our training, we're not doing it just for the sake of it. We're doing it because we want it to result in good fruit. And we prune areas in our lives that are not producing that fruit. So for example, we have the internet today. We're not using typewriters, those old typewriters where we had to learn to type when there were 4 levels of the keyboard. That was a different skill compared to the skills that we use today using the internet. And so it's important for me that I change with the times and that I keep up with what's developing, what's important. That's why I follow what our politicians are doing. You see, I post a lot of what the current issues are because I follow them. That's the way I keep aware of what's happening. I don't join the Walk for Israel and all of that. Normally I have things on at the church, and also those walks are too far for me. But I do whatever I can in terms of my volunteering, in terms of getting out there, meeting people. Because if I sit around talking that, oh, I want to complete a BCom, I want to complete a master's, maybe one day in the future, I would never accomplish anything. So I can speak to my own testimony of how I started, what I did, and I share that with others. I share it first with my own family so that they can learn and they can do it, and then I share it with the broader community. Because obviously you want your own family to come up first, to be secure first, to have an income, to have provision. And from there, you go out and you help others. Because if your own needs are not taken care of, you cannot help others. It's impossible. And the way I did it when I took my courses, with everything, I contacted the colleges first. With Rothman, it was different. They took me in to the full program. But with the other things, with the aromatherapy and with my spiritual direction, I contacted the colleges. Just like with Rothman, I had interviews with the sisters, with the dean. They didn't just take me in. They had to see whether I was suitable, whether they felt I was mentally competent, whether they felt I had any hang-ups. And at any point in that training, they could have removed me from the program because you do a lot of internal work before you get to work with the public. They want to make sure that you are capable. They want to make sure that your reflections are appropriate, that what you're going to take out and use in your ministry is going to be beneficial for yourself and others. So I took a few courses first. And then from there, Sister Kathleen Flynn advised me to do my master's, to do the diploma, and that's how I graduated. But if I had just sat around saying, yeah, one day I'm going to complete this, one day I'm going to finish this, I would never do anything. And that's the labor that God is talking about. All of us are laborers. We are laborers in God's kingdom. So I don't understand why people don't support unions, because unions are there to lobby for us. They're there to make sure that we get a good standard of living, a good quality of life. They're there to protect us in our work. So it doesn't make sense to me why people don't support unions. Unions are the backbone of many communities, whether it's social workers or bankers or mining. They don't only support people in mining. They are across a broad range of industries. So I support unions. And for me, even though I've been at home in these 2 years, I haven't sat around doing nothing, and I've been showing the people following me, people on Facebook, people on social media, how I'm investing in my HR skills, my HR talents, what I do at home to cook, to have healthy foods, what is interesting for me. So these challenges of AI and all of that, yes, they do come up, but many places are changing, many places are adapting. And so I'm also adapting, I'm also changing. Because if I don't keep up with my skills and I sit around at home and I don't take courses, I don't upgrade my skills, I don't renew my HR designation, I'm not going to get anywhere. As it is, it's hard enough, even with all that, to get a job. But if I don't do that, it's going to put me 10 years behind others. When a job opportunity does come, I need to be ready. And that's also gospel teaching. It's about being ready, waiting for the Lord, making sure that we are using our skills, we're using our talents, we're doing whatever we can to land that next opportunity. So that's what I'm doing, and that's what I've been trained to do, to be ready, to upgrade my skills, to take advantage of things that are available. Some of the places are too far for me to get to, like Wealth. They have a lot of things where they teach people about gardening. You can get a plot there, you can grow your vegetables. But I do grow mine in the summertime. I'll grow some herbs and things like that. And I do whatever I can to keep my skills upgraded, because wealth is not just about the money we earn. Wealth is also about our health. It's about our skills, our talents, our education, what we have to offer in our communities. That's our wealth. And labor produces different forms of wealth. So that's what I wanted to share for today. And half the year is gone. It's already June. So I keep praying for the Lord to open that right opportunity for me, for the good paid jobs to come in for me. And I keep applying. And that's all I can do, and ask for referrals. Asking for referrals is important. Setting up informational interviews is important. And I do follow up. If somebody gives me a referral, I do follow up. I also contacted Jenny Kafiso. I was just applying online, but I had a referral to contact her through the rector of one of the colleges in Boston, as well as another one through my cousin. So I did contact her, and she told me apply online. So I told her I am applying online, but I am not getting the opportunities. So I'm going to continue to apply, and I don't just apply to Catholic organizations. I apply to the Baptists, I apply to the Anglicans, I apply to many different Christian organizations that are looking for somebody that has my skills, that has my education and background. And I keep knocking on doors, and I'm praying for that job to come. Because obviously, if you study, if you educate yourself, you don't want to be landing up broke and poor. And that's what's happening to many of us who have worked in senior levels, in the banks, in healthcare, in education. Instead of being contacted for the right opportunities, we're sitting at home. So what can you do? You just have to keep going. And also my passion for sports. I guess that's why I did well on Fanatics, because I have an all all-round interest in sports. I have a good rounded background in sports. I participated in sports my whole life, and that's partly some of the reason I did well. But I also applied myself. I took direction well. I learned from my mistakes, and I adapted to working with the Americans. And the Americans are very, very hard people. They're very hard to work with, and they have the self-control of the military. So, some of us don't have that self-control of the military, but I had to change, because if I didn't change, I would not have done well working with them. They are the hardest people on earth. So it's important to know your culture, to be able to read the room, to be able to change and adapt according to where you are. And I hope that I get another opportunity like that, where I did well, where I can excel and I can get those awards and win and get a good paid job. It's most important to me. The money is most important to me in my next opportunity. This is just about the money. It's not about anything else. Because even when I was at WITS, there were a lot of things I wanted to do that I couldn't do. Because even with working and studying, there were things I couldn't afford, including having access to some of the sporting facilities, the swimming pool. I never swam at the WITS pool. I never swam there. It's a huge pool. That's one of my aims. One day when I go back to WITS, I want to go and swim in that pool. This pool here is small. Compared to the pools I grew up with, we had Olympic-sized pools. So it's small. That's why I can do 10 laps easily. It's nothing. Because those pools were huge. And the high board, I was trained to dive from that high board. I loved it. I loved it. That's why if I get an opportunity in Africa, I'll go back. Why not? If I do good here, I can do even more good there. That's the way I look at it. So that's my reflection for today on labor and laborers. And I'm just using this because that's the theme that I'm focusing on right now. And it ties in well since I'm in my job search phase and I'm looking for work. Sports is not an easy field to get into. It's very, like anything, it's very hard. So in a way, it was a blessing that I landed up working on Fanatics, because some of these other campaigns were awful. You had to hear about people's favorite sex toy, their sex with their partners, what they bought their partner, and what they like in the bedroom. It used to be like, oh my God, can you keep your bedroom life out of my work, please? I'm really not interested. But that's how people are here. They don't have any sense of decorum. So it was hard for me, and I finished on top at Teleperformance. I finished winning Employee of the Month, and it's their loss because they didn't find anything else for me. So if you do get referrals in churches, in other organizations, with people who are respectable and people who understand how to deal with people and that we're not interested in their sex lives or their gay partners or anything else, then contact me. Because I've always tried to get those opportunities working with the poor in ministry, and I never get them. I always land up working with the rich. So anyway, I don't know what this God's plan is, but I guess that's the way it is. That's what happened to Elvis. Sometimes you want to go one way and your life goes the other way. But I don't want to land up in poverty and destitution. So please do consider me and spread my name, put my name out there as far as wide as possible. If there's women that want to learn how to cook, you can contact me, but I'm not going into cooking. It's not like I'm not a chef. I just take a recipe, I find a recipe on the internet, and then I make it, and then I share it. So it's not rocket science. That's how I do it.